As my daughter told me, it looks like I'm a padiddle. I got a headlight out on the right side. We're gonna take my Dodge apart and take a look and see what it is. Is it a bulb? Is it a connection issue? Is it a power supply? We're gonna find out. Hey everyone, Roger here from Car Experts, and we're gonna figure out what's going on with this headlight issue that I have with the passenger side is not lighting correctly. I have dealt with this before, so I have a good idea of what it probably is, and it's probably not a bulb. I heard it's pretty common on Dodges. We're gonna take a look if we can do a quick fix for this. We're gonna have to pull the grill out. We're gonna have to pull the headlight out to access. You might be wondering why I'm wearing a piece of tape. Well, I can't advertise where I work, and the label's right here, so I'm gonna wear a piece of tape. It's cold out here. We had a winter squall. You can see the snow. I might show you real quick what that looked like. This is crazy.
It started in like 7 seconds.
It was pretty crazy. Let's take this apart. We're gonna have upcoming videos for the N20. We're gonna be taking the valve cover off and looking at the top end. That's coming up soon. As soon as it warms up a little bit, let's get into this. Alright, I have to remove this cover right here, this plastic piece on top. They're only held in by these push pins, so I'm just going to use a pry tool such as this, and we're going to pop that off. There's going to be some screws I have to take off, and then this whole front center grill is going to basically rip out. It's a rip and tear instruction. That's what happens when it's cold. Everything breaks. Fingers are freezing already. Alright, that takes that piece off. Alright, moving forward to taking 1, 2, 3, and 4 10 millimeter bolts off. Alright, let's see if I remember how to do this. Alright, this is free, and it's really stuck down here. You wonder if there's something holding it. There isn't. I'm pretty sure this is a rip and tear. Just like so. Grab it, give it a good yank. And that's how you remove the whole grill on a Dodge Ram. Isn't that crazy? Love that. That's so simple. Let me throw this somewhere safe. Alright, pretty cool. With that off, I have access to the bolts I need to take the headlight, but this also gives you access to the washer pump. Here's the washer pump, here's our reservoir. We have our horns here, so if I need to replace a horn, which actually I do have to replace a horn. I have one that is not working, so I'm going to have to do that in another video. And then I have a coolant reservoir over here. You can take a look at your condenser and radiator and cooler down here. So it just really does open up the whole front end. It's pretty crazy how just that quick process just opens up all this, all these components for easier inspection. Now let's get on to what I'm here for. Let's get this headlight out. So I have to take off these 2 more 10 millimeters here and here, 2 10 millimeter bolts. Let's get those out. Alright, those are 2 coarse threaded bolts right here. Just as a quick side note, the 2 center ones are a fine thread versus a coarse thread. Here's a coarse thread, right, versus that fine thread, right? So that's for the whole grill. So just as a side note, the fine thread are the 2 in the center, and then the coarse ones are the ones on the sides. After removing these 2, 1 and 2, you have to come into the wheel well and pull out a clip. It's just a push clip that you lift up and end, and in here is a cover, and inside this well, I don't know how well you're going to see, there's a plastic tab that you have to lift up to release the headlight. It's that white tab right there. See how it has a slider, and I've just pushed it up, and if I pull it down it locks in place. So you have to push it up and that releases the headlight. Now this baby should come right out. Like so. Here's a good shot of that clip with the headlight out. Right, locked would be down and unlocked is up. Just like that. Alright, let me go over how this works. This is the main connector here. This is for the blinker, this other connector. This goes through the wiring here, which is a pass-through, which goes to the bulbs. You just untwist the caps to access the bulb so you can check the bulb itself. Now the wiring goes all the way through here. I know my bulb is good because the light came on as soon as I moved everything. And it is a newer bulb. So my issue that I know about is actually it's because of a pin tension issue in the connector itself. So we're gonna take this connector and unlock it. All right, here's that connector. So it has this locking tab on the top, this red one, which slides forward and back. So you slide that back, and then you still have to go inside here with a pick and lift up this green tab inside to release the connector. There it is right there. So the issue that this Dodge has is you end up with a pin drag issue where you lose the tension on these pins. So you want to check this connector, make sure that there's no burnt pins, and you can replace the pins, absolutely, but my quick fix is to just take a pick and gently put pressure on the pins to give them that tension back. Be careful that you don't over crush them. You're just giving them a little bit more crush so that they have a little bit more tension, so that when you plug it back in, you have more of a positive contact. And that's really all it takes to fix this. Just pop it back in. Just gotta line everything up. You know you're pretty much lined up when it's seated correctly. And I know I have to do that clip, but let's turn the headlights on and see if this is now working. And there it is. So we're back to working. A lot of times you can tell if this is the problem because your headlight will be out and you give it a tap like this and it comes back on. It's usually because of a connection issue and not necessarily a bad bulb. I'm going to put this back together. You just have to reverse the process, which is very simple, and get out of the cold. Installing the front grille is very simple. You have these ledges on the side here. See, there's a plastic tab here. That's going to rest right on top. And then there's a push pin opening right down here. See, there's the push pin on the bottom. And that pushes right into that bottom opening. Just got to line everything up and give it a tap. Just like so. Now I just have to put these 4 in on top. 2 fine thread in the center. And 2 coarse thread on the ends. And then the final plastic piece with the plastic rivets. Just gotta line everything up with what's left of your plastic rivet. That one failed, no big deal, don't need it. Most of the other ones are good and they just tap down into place. And all fixed. Alright, until next time, hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my Ask a Car Expert YouTube channel, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.